And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said. Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed. Hinder's doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Fiverella, based on the story of Cinderella. Andrew's Doors, I hope you enjoyed it. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Fiverella. Fiverella had four ugly, mean stepsisters. Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella made Fiverella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. One day, the king of Fiveham's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Fiverham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quitabling. But Fiverella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Fiona said, He's going to marry me. Isabella said, No way, Fiona. He's going to marry me. Verona said, Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Ella said, All three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Fiverella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Quintupling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks, Why are you crying, Fiverella? Fiverella responds, I got a lot of chores to be done. I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quintupling. The fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. Quantity, woo! The fairy godmother's magic did all the chores and then turned Fiverella's do-rag and ribbed dress into a gown and crown. Fiverella said, I've never seen such a quintastic dress. And get a load of my glass slippers. But she's not done yet. The fairy godmother said, Fetch me. Fiverella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Fiverella has 5 pumpkins. And the fairy godmother turned the 5 pumpkins into a handsome coach. It's drawn by 10 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, Have fun, Fiverella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Fiverella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quintupling said, Who should I marry? Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella said all together, He's walking towards me. Well, he's not walking towards any of them, but Prince Quintupling is walking towards Fiverella. Fiverella and Prince Quintupling danced happily together. But later, Fiverella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball. And when she was running so fast, she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quintupling was so worried that she might never see Fiverella again. So he traveled all around Fiveham to find her. bringing the tiny glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door where Fiverella and her 4 ugly mean stepsisters live. Prince Quitone said to her stepsisters, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Fiona is first. But her foot is too small. Isabella is next, but her foot is too big. Verona and Ella are last, but neither of the feet match. Suddenly, Prince Quitone noticed Fiverella's sweet singing. Prince Quitobling, is that really you? Of course it's me, Fiverella. Fiverella is so excited because she's happy to have her Prince Quitobling back. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. And take care, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye. And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 13erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? It's a Friday the 13th special. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 13erella. 13erella had 8 ugly, mean stepsisters named Tina, Hannah, Isabella, Rena, Tanya, the twins Alina and Ella, and Nina. Tina, Hannah, Isabella, Rena, Tanya, Alina, Ella, and Nina made 13erella do all the chores. Sweep for the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina, Hannah, Isabella, Rena, Tanya, Alina, Ella, and Nina all together. One day, the king of Trade Compilingham's messenger said, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Trade Complingham is going to throw about, and whoever has the most beautiful gown God shall marry his son, Prince Trade Compling. But 13erella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They argue over who will marry Prince Trade Compling. Later, 13erella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Trade Compling. Well, her fairy godmother asks what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying? 13erella? 13erella responds, I got lots of chores to be done, and I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Trade Compling. Her fairy godmother said, I could help with a bit of magic. 13erella's fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and all 13erella's chores were done. But 13erella's fairy godmother was not done yet. She said, 13erella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 13erella has 13 pumpkins. Her fairy godmother turns 13erella's clothes into a gown and crown, and then the 13 pumpkins into a handsome coach by the 26 strong horses. 13erella said, I've never seen such a Trade Compling-tastic gown. And get a lot of my glass slippers. Her fairy godmother said, Have fun, 13erella, but I would warn you. return home before midnight or the spell will be broken. 13 accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Trade Coupling was wondering who he should marry. Tina, Hannah, Isabella, Rena, Tanya, Elena, Ella, and Nina say all together. He's walking towards me, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 13arella. 13arella and Prince Triticale danced together. But later, 13arella says it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Triticale was so worried that he might never see 13arella again. So he traveled around and Triticale had to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the home where 13arella and her stepsisters lived. But instead of 13arella, he finds Tina, Hannah, Isabella, Rena, Tanya, Ella, Elena, and Nina. Prince Triticale said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. You try on this glass slipper. Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Hannah is next, but her foot is too small. All the rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size." Suddenly, Prince Triticale notices 13arella's sweet saying, "The glass slipper fits!" And 13arella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Triticale back. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this bedtime story this morning. Friday the 13th special. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Knows Everything. And buy our merchandise, watch more videos, etc. Take care, Andrew Stores. Bye. And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 25arella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young woman named 25arella. 25arella had 10 ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yudina, Fiona, Isabella, and Verona, and Erica. All the 25 of them made 25arella do all the chores and watch her work. 25er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina to Erica all together. One day, the king of Queen Vigitumlingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear! Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Queen Vigitumlingham is going to throw a ball with lots of food at 9 o'clock. And 11 o'clock is dance time, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Queen Vigitupling. Can I come?" asks 25arella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. Tina and Erica are. "He's going to marry me," said Tina, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Tina, you're wrong. He's going to marry me," said Winona. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me," said Elena. The rest said, "All three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me." They then tear 25arella's best party dress. Later, 25arella is so sad. upset and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Queen Vegetopling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, 25 Arella. I can help with a bit of magic. And so, she chants the magic words. Quantity, vigitantity, quinto, quantity, vigitantity, quinvoo, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 25 Arella's chores are all done, and her best putty dress is fixed and grown bigger and better. 25 Arella says, I've never seen such a queen vegetable-tastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. But 25 Arella, this fairy godmother's not done yet. She said, 25 Arella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 25 Arella has 25 pumpkins and 50 mice. 25 Arella's fairy godmother chants the magic words. Quantity, vigitity, quantity, vigitantity, quinvoo, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 25 pumpkins into a handsome coach, and the 50 mice into horses. 25 Arella's climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, have fun, 25 Arella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. And so, 25 Arella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Queen Vegetopling was wondering who he should marry. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Irina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Erica say all together, he's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Queen Vegetopling is walking towards 25 Arella. May I have this dance? Asked Queen Vegetopling. To which 25 Arella responds, I would be delighted. Prince Queen Vegetopling and 25 Arella dance happily together. But later, 25 Arella realizes it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Queen Vegetopling was so worried that he might never see 25 Arella again. The king of Queen Vegetopling and comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find 20 around, he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find 25 Arella, and brought the only glass slipper with them. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door of the house where 25 Arella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 25 Arella, they find her 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. Tina to Erica. Prince Queen Vegetopling then says, ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the Prince Queen Vegetopling and the King and Queen Vegetopling hear 25 Arellas singing. Prince Queen Vegetopling, is that you? 25 Arella hollered excitedly. And the glass slipper fits! And 25 Arella, Prince Queen Vegetopling, and the King of Queen Vegetopling lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now Andrew's Doers! Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 41erella! It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 41erella. 41erella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Alina. Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena made 41erella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena all together. One day, the king of Unquadradition Tumbling Heaven's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Unquadradition Tumbling Ham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Unquadradition Toppling. But 41erella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They argue over who will Prince Unquadradition Toppling marry. Later, 41erella is so sad because she wanted to go to the ball and marry Prince Unquadradition Toppling while doing chores, and her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 41erella? 41erella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Unquadradition Toppling. Her fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. 41er's fairy godmother waves her magic wand. Because of that, 41er's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet, she said. 41erella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 41erella has 41 pumpkins. 41er's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 41 pumpkins into a hand country drawn by 82 strong horses, and then 41er's rich cousin drag into a gown and crown. 41erella said, I've never seen such an Unquadradition Toppling-tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers. 41er's fairy godmother said, Have fun, 41erella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. 41erella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Unquadradition Toppling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena all say together, He's walking towards me, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 41erella. 41erella and Prince Unquadradition Toppling dance happily together. But later, 41erella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, where she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Unquadradition Toppling was so worried that he might never see 41erella again. So he traveled all around Unquadradition Toppling Ham to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door at the house where 41erella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 41erella, he finds Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yadina, Una, Nina, and Elena. He then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Fiona is first, but her foot is too big. Ophelia is next, but her foot is too small. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Unquadrigen Topplingham notices 41's sweet singing. The glass slipper fits! 41 gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Unquadrigen Topplingham back. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers, and if you want to see some sequels, I've been debating on making on those. Maybe I can do it. Take care. Bye.